Hi, g'day, welcome back to my channel. Now, it's been a while since I've done one of these, but seeing as it's Easter, I thought we better have a workbench and new kits. And this will be the Easter edition, so it's a bit of a wangy. Yeah, roll the music. Alright, so workbench and new kits. If you haven't seen this before, it's just a whole lot of stuff that I've been playing with, okay? So workbench, alright, now, on my workbench at the moment, well, of course, there's bounties. There's bounties galore. There are bounties of bounties. It's bountiful, my entire bench, yes. If you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, you probably haven't been looking at my channel, have you? Anyhow, well, there is the Revel 110 bounty, right? Now, it's nearly finished. I've only got a couple of lines to run on it, make another video. It's the only reason I haven't really finished it. It just took me an afternoon to do it. But I need to do a video for that, and I just haven't got to that yet. I've been busy with other things. You know, there's been lots of stuff to do here. You know, making face masks, that sort of thing. Basically boarding up the place from the zombies and the apocalypse. All those sort of things have slowed me down. Believe you me, it's really hard to find a crossbow this day and age. Okay, now, right, so bounties. Yeah, well, the Revel bounty, a couple of bits of string on it. Done. I was going to do a video of that for you guys. I've had quite a positive response from the rigging videos. I wondered if I was going into too much detail, but quite honestly, tell you the truth, tell you the secret, I was doing it so I didn't forget how to bloody do it. I thought, I better do this video in a lot of detail because it's taken me forever to work this thing out. And, you know, my memory's not what it used to be. No. So I thought, well, if I do these videos, I can always look back on them. And I do that with a lot of things. When I worked out a super duper technique, the video is as much for me as it is for you, because I'll often go back and how the hell did I bloody do that? Have a look at my video and it jogs the grey matter. So yeah, Revel bounty nearly done, video out very soon. I'll show the final rigging on that, and bingo bongo, that one is complete. Only took me a year. There's the other bounty, all right, part of my bountiful collection, and that's the 150th scale, although we think it's 156 Constructo wood kit. Now it's coming along. I've stripped it all back because the planking wasn't the best and would have been done by the previous owner. They got in a lot of trouble. Once I stripped it back, I could see why. I could see their problems. They really hadn't prepared their frame. They had made a lot of mistakes. They had planked kind of in the wrong directions. It all ended up in a big tangle. They amazingly actually managed to do it. I mean, I probably could have just sanded it all over, filled it with some bog, and it would have been fine, and painted it. You know, no one would have known. But I want to do my pancaking. I'm pancaking. Well, I do have pancakes on Sunday. My bloody teeth. Tell you what, it's just not the same since the apocalypse started. You can't get a good friggin' dentist. No. Where was I? Yeah, so I just want to get the planking done on that bounty and done properly. So I'm going to do a video on that because I've stripped it back to the frame. I've made a lot of improvements to the frame. Probably show some pics here. And I will do a video for that because a lot of people on Facebook have been going, oh, you want to please show us what's going on. Explain this, Mr. Houdini. Yes, well, I'll try and tell you what I have figured out and what I know from my limited knowledge. I built a lot of wood kits when I was a kid, but that's been like 50 years since all that happened, and I'm relearning it all. So I'm pretty well much in the curve of figuring this all out as you are, yes. And we need to flatten that curve, yes. Well, I like to flatten my curve, I can tell you, but that's a little bit hard at the moment when you're just sitting at home ordering in pizza, isn't it? Yes, bloody hell. Okay, so bounties, they're happening. Now, Airfix, I love Airfix. You know, have you ever noticed? I do love Airfix. There's a bloody ton of them over here. My Airfix Bmw that I started ages ago, I don't remember when I bloody started. It was a kid I got off the Becker, and he wasn't into Airfix. He said, oh, you like this? And I loved it. It was beautifully moulded. It went together perfectly. There were no real issues. And I've just had to sort of finish off the last few things on it, especially as I was trying to get the pipes all chromed up. And I wanted to also add the... it's not rigging on a bike, is it? No, wiring. Just got rigging on the brain for all these bounties. No, I'm going to put some wiring on the motor, and I'm also going to run all the lines out of the handlebars through into the brakes and what have you. So, the gearbox and brakes and all that. So that will be finished very shortly. I'll get a video out on that. So that'll be a bit of a break from ships for all you that are complaining, oh, there's too many bloody ships, Harry, and now it's turned into wood. This used to be a plastic modelling channel. You used to make tanks. It used to be good. Now it's crap. Well, sorry. No, I'm not. I'll just build whatever I like. My channel's my channel, okay? I will get back to building some jets. In fact, also on my bench, that needs to be done will be the Buccaneer. So the Buccaneer will get out. I've made a list. Made a list of the most important things to do. Now, another strange one on my desk is the Greek warship. The only reason that ended up on my workbench, sort of out of sync, it's an MA kit that I picked, or an Ertl kit actually, MA Ertl kit that I actually just picked up for a song on bloody eBay. And when I went to sort of sort my stash out, the box self-destructed, it disintegrated. So I realised, oh, well, I'm either going to have to completely build a whole new box for this, or maybe I can get started on it. It looks pretty simple in a lot of parts. So I actually built up the hull and the mast and a few things, and that's sitting there in my to-be-done box. I have a little box. It's actually a jeweller's cabinet. Oh, we've just lost all the light from outside. Oh, it's become forebodingly dark. Oh, my goodness me. Oh, dear. Yes, the clouds of doom have come. Oh, there's 4 horses coming. No, it's just the neighbours getting some exercise, running their dogs down the road. Bloody big dogs, I tell you. Okay, so, yeah, the Greek warship, I kind of started, but that's going to go on the back burner for quite some time. I want to get a lot of things out of the way, but I'll bring that out. I'll build that one day. I'll build that and the Chinese junk. Those are 2 exciting things I'd like to actually get built. Now, the Varag, yes, it's pretty well next up. Once I get this Revel Bounty out the way, once I get the BMW out the way, which is only in a matter of the next week or so, then I am back on the Bounty, and we'll have a look at all the damage made by that cat over a year ago. Well, we don't know if it was the cat, but I'm kind of blaming the cat, you know. But anyhow, yeah, you've seen that series of videos. I got so far and then it all stopped, and that's because it was sitting on the top of my bookcase. I went with a cup of coffee. There was a breeze. There was an almighty crash, and then the cat came running out of my hobby room. So make of that what you will, but something happened in those brief moments during my caffeine sort of construction, yes, and it broke my heart, because it broke the funnels, and it broke the guns, and it broke the davits, and I basically smashed everything down pretty well to the deck, and I have to rebuild. So I bought an aftermarket kit of brass to fix a lot of things, and Bernard helped me out with some plastic davits that he wasn't using on his kit because he had an aftermarket for his Varag. So we're going to get into that. That will be this month. We will get back to the Varag, see what we can do. We should be able to fix all those things up fairly quickly, because it's just superficial. The damage, things have just snapped off. So that is on my workbench to be done ASAP. Now we're going to get into part 2 of this, which is new kits. Now, I really didn't think there were many, you know. I didn't think, well, I haven't been buying much lately. There hasn't been much going on, you know. But, well, when Bass did the list for me, we got a dozen names here. I thought, have I bought a dozen kits? There was actually more sort of new in the stash, but there were a lot of swaps. It was sort of like, well, like that junk that I did the video on. That was really a swap. I swapped that for something else. So whether you consider that a new kit or not, because my stash didn't really go up, it was just a swap. So I suppose it's new, but it's not new in that I actually added to my stash. So, yes. But there are a dozen things here, and look, I've got an excuse. Half a dozen of them were Christmas presents, okay? We had Christmas. Remember Christmas? That was ages ago. Yeah, ages ago. Since then, the bloody, you know, Australia's burnt to the ground, and then we had massive floods and everything's fallen over, and the tornadoes and everything like that. And the next thing you know, there's this bloody, you know, car owners' vile rust. Yes, it's bloody disgusting. Tell you what. Anyhow, saving grace is all us modelers are inside where we want to be anyway, and we're building kits. I hope you're building kits. All right, Christmas presents. Well, as I said, there was sort of the junk that was kind of a swappy thing, but just for Christmas. But Bernard, my good mate Bernard, he certainly filled up my stash. He gave me that Nippon Maru, and I made a video of that because I got that basically off him late November, early December as a Christmas present, and I liked it so much I built it up. It's a little 1/350 scale Lee kit, which is actually just a reissue of the Aoshima kit. So go and have a look at that video, and that turned out really well. I didn't think a sailing ship that small would actually turn out so well, but surprise, surprise, I had a ball making it, and I rigged it all up. It took me like 2 weeks to rig the bloody thing, and that's you can watch that video. That's it. Now he also gave me, also from Lee, a Reeboks of Aoshima, was an Amerigo Vesquashy. I haven't pronounced that correctly. I've got no idea how to say that. It's an Italian boat, very famous. So I'll have a whole lot of Italian people write into me now going, "Hey, you don't say a word correctly," and then there'll be even more complaining, "Hey, you don't do the language right. There's the wrong accent." Yep, sorry about that. You wouldn't think I used to get paid professionally to do voiceovers, do silly voices. Well, they are silly. Well, my voice is silly. I mean, I got a squeaky voice, I know. Well, they used to make me money. Yeah, amazing, isn't it? You know what, short guys get to be jockeys, guys with squeaky voices, they get to be comedy bloody voiceover guys. Anyhow, I digress. Moving on. Yeah, Bernard also gave me a Fokker Wolf. It's up here somewhere, actually. Yes, it's a bloody big 1/24 scale Airfix Fokker Wolf. Now, it's probably not the best one of Airfix 1/24 series. They're all got their problems, they're all got their issues, but look, I've had a look online and you can remedy everything. Everything's fixable. And look, it's a 1/24 Fokker Wolf. How are you going to, bloody hell, that's just enormous. That'll be fun. Won't be building that for quite some time. That's probably when I retire, okay? So that's only a few years away. I'll retire, I'll be looking at my little 1/24 kits because I've got quite a few Airfix 1/24 now. So that was Bernard. Bernard managed to add 3 to my stash, bugger, And then the Becker came along, okay? And the Becker said, Merry Christmas from the Becker family. And they gave me a BMW, yes. But look, it's the one cousin it used to get around. It is a nice setter. It's hilarious. It's what is it, 1/24 scale or something? No, hang on, that was, I don't know. It's 1/9 scale or something, or 1/12 scale. It's a small scale, but it's a tiny little thing. It still only ends up like about the size of an egg model. So that'll be fun. I'll sort of wouldn't mind getting into that maybe later this year. Once we get a few things out of the way. I made a big list of what kits I had work in progress, because there were actually quite a few, even some of them only just been opened out of the box. And there were about 20. I was quite surprised. But as I say, a lot of them were just kind of, I fixed a part that was broken or something and it was out of the box. But I consider that it kind of got started. And I went through and I calculated how many hours needed to be done on each kit. And I came up with a list of priority. And what I hope to do is at least get half of those out of the way in this lockdown, stay at home sort of thing, and I'll use it to my advantage and work my way through. So as I said, I found the BMW in the list. I'd forgotten all about it. Really, I had a little BMW motorbike, that is, the R69. It was in that little jeweler's case, which unfortunately is stacked away in the corner of the room. I just don't look there very often. Completely forgot that I need to finish that. So when I did my list, that came up top like, all you've got to do is put some chrome on the pipes and whack a few brake lines and bloody spark plug leads on it. Bingo bongo, it's done. So yeah, I will definitely get that one done. But there's a number of other things there that are fairly easy and I should get done. So I'm going to work my way through the ones with the least amount to do that I can get finished the fastest. So I hope to sort of pop out at least about 10 to a dozen kits during this vile rust apocalypse. It's got to be some advantage to it. Yes. Oh, all right, I digress. So yeah, so far the Becker and the Bernard have given me 4 new kits for Christmas, okay? So that's swelling the stash. And then lo and behold, David Eves, is his model, what does he call himself? Bloody Deviant's modelling or something. He's a bit of a deviant. He's a sand groper in Western Australia, lovely guy. I'll put something up here. He has lots of fabulous models, and I think he might have a YouTube channel, but he doesn't really do much on it. You've really got to look at his stuff on Facebook, and his Facebook page. I'll try and put a link for that in this bottom of this video. So he gave me a couple of submarines, a bastard. No, he's a nice guy. And that then rounded out 6 new kits for Christmas. Goodness gracious. So I quickly went down to Club and sort of early in the year and tried to sell off half a dozen kits to balance that out. And I managed to do that. So I got back to my 200, which was my limit, And I thought, that's good. And then the sale started. Yes, there's a fire sale, there's a flood sale, there's a this sale, there's there's Australia Day sale. Oh look, I'll tell you, eBay was the first. Up on eBay, shoved in my feed, rammed in my face so I could not ignore it, was a glorious, I think it's up here actually. I think it's here somewhere. Here. Right, glorious. This is a fantastic kit, and it's one that, I didn't think I'd ever really own. I'm just trying to look down here what scale it was. It's a 1/150 kit by Hella, and it's not a kit that I thought that I'd ever have the money for, because they're quite expensive, especially to get them in the country, and the postage is usually absolutely ridiculous. But there was this, here it was on eBay, and there weren't many bids, and I thought, I'll put in a ridiculous bid. So I put in a bid of like £50, which I thought, nah, it's never going to go through for that. It's never going to happen. Bloody got the thing. I couldn't believe it. That was, and even with postage, it wasn't much more. So £50 for Glorious, I thought was a bargain, because that kit is worth a lot more. And included with it, which made the deal even sweeter, is an actual wood veneer deck. Now, I've done my wood decks on all, battleships and things, and like the Varag and the Arizona and my Grassplane, everything all have wood decks, and I'm pretty au fait with that. But I've now got a wood deck in scale to use on this Glorious, so that'll be interesting. Very interesting when I get to that. And again, that'll be a while. That's a bit more of a retirement kit. It's huge. It is huge, okay? It's not as big as some of the ships I'm going to talk about in a sec, but it is big. All right, so eBay sort of threw that at me, and I thought, oh, God, I didn't think I'd win the bid, and I did, but I'm glad I got it. And then the model nerds. Good on you, nerds. Yeah, hello there. It's a place in Australia. It's a business, yeah. And it's Tony. I think it's Tony down at Model Nerds. I hope I got your name right, mate. And he's a good guy. And he had the Norska Love. Now, I had seen, this is a Billing Boats wood kit. It's a huge, right? Huge, big wooden kit. John leaves the bounty for dead, all right? It's all over the bounty. Squashes the bounty, eats the bounty for breakfast. And this is a gorgeous kit. I remember seeing it on Billing's site when I was looking through and thinking, what wood ships would I like to build? Thinking I'd just get one, okay? I'll talk more about that later. And then QMHE last year, which is our big hobby show, right? All makers get together. It's the second largest one in Australia. It's certainly the biggest one in this part of Australia. And at QMHE, there he had it. He had the Norska Love, and I went, whoa, but he wanted a lot of money for it at the time, and I really couldn't afford it. Instead, I bought a smaller, kit's about as big, but it was less expensive kit of the Jutland, okay? Jutland was how we would say it, and that's frigate, and that was a lot cheaper, and it was affordable for me at the time, and I thought, well, that's it, I've got my wooden kit, I'm right, I got my Billing Boats wooden kit, that's what I wanted, I'll be good, but the Norska Love, he had it there and I couldn't afford it. Now, his sale. I'm getting to it. Mr. Nerd, Tony the Nerd, he has this sale, right? And he's putting things out. Then he puts up the Norska Love. And he says, any serious bids over this amount? And this amount was half what he was asking before, which is about a quarter the price of probably what it would retail for, with all the extras that are included in it. And I thought, well, even that price is still a bit much for me. So I kind of said, would it be rude if I offered you $1 more than the minimum amount? And he said, no, that's a bid. I said, anything over that is a bid. So I put in the bid for $1 more than what he was asking, which was still a lot of money in my book. But, I thought, well, what the heck, in for a shilling, in for a pound, whatever, in for a penny, in for a pound, I don't know. We're metric now. We've got the decimal system. In for a cent, in for $100. Right. And lo and behold, no one else bid. Not a single sausage. So I won that one as well. And it still wasn't cheap by price of other kits. It certainly was more than what I pay for like these bloody Wingnut Wings kits. But for a Billing boat, for that complexity and detail, absolute bargain. And while I was there, I noticed he had another one of these Maru things. The Nippon Maru 1350 was kind of good, but it's very small. He had and I'll probably say this right, it looks like a Kawano, another Maru, his sister ship, right? And this was a 1/200 scale, which is nearly double the size, okay? Nearly double the size of that Lee kit that I built. And I thought, and he only wanted like 2 shekels for it. But it had already been sold. And I went, oh dear, and I posted on the thing, I missed that one, would have grabbed that one as well. And then my friend Bernard pipes up and says, Harry, I grabbed it quickly when I saw it because I thought of you. And he gave it to me. Well, he gave it to me. I had to give him $20, 2 shekels Australian. But I scored that too, so that's a lovely get. I think that, it's up there somewhere. I don't know. It's floating around. Who knows? There's so many. Look, my ships are exploding, right? My armada here, so many. All right, let's get on with it. We're running out of time, So there we go. The nerds, I got basically the Norska Love, which was like a dream kit. And that is now my big wood kit. That is my dream kit. That's it. I've got it. That's the kit that I will take 5 years to build, and they can bury me with it here. The Maru, that was nerds. Then William Wong. Yes, William Wong. If you're in Australia, you know about William Wong. I think it's called Mark 123 or Hobby. He's got about 3 different names for this bloody shop, but we know him. His name's William Wong, okay? And he has a Facebook, or a couple of Facebook page where he has stuff on special. And I got that Stingray off him, right? That Stingray, really cheap. If you'd seen last year about this time, I picked up a Stingray, and occasionally he has some stuff that's really amazing and incredible prices, obscure stuff. And that's me. I build a lot of obscure stuff because, I'm a very obscure person, Or was it obese? No, I think it's obscure. Yeah. Anyhow, so William, good old William, he had a Spanish Galleon, and that was from Lee as well. By this stage, I thought, well, this Lee lot aren't too bad. And I'd read a lot of reviews. Some of their early stuff was a bit horrible, but honestly, this one got a good review, and this is a whopping great big. I think it's 1/100 scale. Let me check. Yep, 1/100 scale Spanish Galleon, absolutely huge, and it's cartoonish in some ways. I think it's indicative of the Spanish Galleon look. It's not actually any specific one. It's not historically accurate or correct in that way, although it's not far off. I've had a look at it. I had a few guys that actually did a whole lot of work on it and replaced a lot of things and got it as correct as they could. They actually knew what was wrong on it. So, oh God, I'm sweating here. You wouldn't believe it. It's actually not hot. It's nice and cool at the moment, but I've got the lights on in here, got all the windows shut, trying to keep the noise. Now, you'd think with all this apocalypse going on, right, it'd be a lot bloody quieter. Well, let me tell you, the neighbours are out all the time walking their friggin' dogs every 5 bloody minutes, right? So when their dogs go past, others' neighbours' dogs in their yards all want to bark at them. So there's this constant bloody chorus of dogs barking at bloody dogs. Bass the cat goes out to have a crap in the yard, and every dog in the neighbourhood's going, it's just, it turned into, like, the neighbourhood has gone to the dogs. That's all I'm saying. Where were we? Okay, so William, I get the Galleon off him. I got that just before Christmas, actually. I went, oh, great bargain. Yeah, that's special. And then I have been after like a Fujimi Fuso or something like that for a long time. These are Grail kits, they are very hard to get the original one. And then if you do find them, they're talking, skyscraper money. Absolutely outrageous, Even though B&A here in Melbourne, one of our online hobby stores, they now stocked a lot of the Fujimi stuff. Then you've got to take out a bloody mortgage to buy these kits. So they are incredible. And then you've still got to buy the aftermarket if you want that on top, okay? Anyhow, William had a Congo. Oh, this is a fantastic kit. And as I said, normally astronomical money. And he was asking about half what they were scalping on eBay for. And it was the original kit, the original mould, not a repress or a redo later on, the original one. And this one even had the metal barrels included with it. So it was a pretty good find. And I thought, oh God, I can't really afford this sort of thing. It's a bit on the edge of my budget. But I thought, if I leave this, if I don't get this, I'll regret it more than buying it now and just being a bit broke. Oh, hang on. Oh, it's a bloody phone. Wait a minute, will you? What? No, mate. No, you're selling what? No, look, I've got all the inflatable dolls I need. No, believe me. No, look, I don't need any more. No, I don't need any of those either. No, they need batteries, mate. Mine are all solar powered. Yes, okay. All right, well, piss off, you bastard. Okay. Right, well, enough of that. Oh, these people are always ringing up and bloody offering me all kinds of bloody rubbish. I don't need it. I don't need it at all. I mean, Betsy's in there. She's got a few puncture marks, but she's fine. She's absolutely fine. Anyway, digress. Let's get back to my list. Where were we? Okay, so, William Wong. So, bloody big Congo, okay? So, this Congo, picked it up for a song, couldn't believe it. Absolutely broke after that. I mean, I'd spent my savings getting the Congo, but it was worth it. It was really worth it. It was absolutely terrific, and I thought, this is good. So I started to save my money back up again. I thought, right, that's it, no more buying. I really, there's no more buying. And then William. Another one that I really wanted, the Hella Le Soleil Royal, right? The Royal Sun, which is a huge, big French, galleon, I suppose, if you want to call it. It's a big, man of war. Well, not a man of war, that's really Spanish for man of wars. It's a big ship with lots of cannons and lots of gold and gilding and stuff. It's just beautiful. The Soli is an absolutely gorgeous ship, and it builds up into a absolutely magnificent sort of piece that you can put out there, and people will just drop their jaws looking at it. It is fantastic. And again, I thought, oh no, but the price was really, really good. So I got in touch with William and I said, well, what's that going to cost to post? And he quoted me some minuscule amount to post. I thought, well, that can't be wrong. And I double checked it. Yeah, less than a shekel to post. I thought, I know that kit is, big. Well, I thought, okay, if that's it, that's definitely it. All right, I'll grab it if you're going to post it for that amount. Poor old William had made a mistake. I don't know whether he confused it with another kit or something like that. He did come back to me and went, oops, yeah, the postage was kind of 3 times that. But look, don't worry. Seeing as you bought so much off me lately, you can have it. So he's a lovely guy. He's a really nice guy. So, yes, the Solly is mine. It's I don't know if you can see it. Oh, yes, you can. Here it is. The Solly is there. Okay. So, that oh, bloody teeth. Tell you what. Those are the 12 new kits that I didn't believe that I'd actually got round to buying. But I say Basta Cat found the list and made the list, found the kits, and oh look, can't hide anything from that cat. No, because she's always putting her foot down and saying, look, you bought all these model kits, I need more fish. Alright, well that's my Workbench and new kits Easter edition. Okay, so wonky. Alright. Now, I hope you're all staying safe. I hope you're washing your hands. I hope you're wearing your face masks. I hope you're doing the social distancing, right? Okay. I hope you're doing all that and you're getting through. And as I've said in my previous videos, well, modelers, we're pretty well set up for this. As long as we've got some kits to build and we've got a place to do it, we'll stay inside happily for hours and hours and days and days and days. It doesn't worry us. And it doesn't really worry me. I mean, the only difference here is I miss going to the cinema. Yeah, having some frigging millennial kick me in the back and farting away and some other bloody person on their bloody phone shining light. Actually, no, I don't miss the cinema. Bugger the cinema. I got Netflix. Alright, that's it. It's goodbye from Australia and it's hooroo from Harry Houdini.